It was supposed to be a quiet night. Inside a modest suburban home, a small nursery glowed softly with the light of a night lamp. A baby slept peacefully in her crib while the rest of the house remained silent. Down the hallway, on a bedside table, a baby monitor hummed quietly beside the parents' bed. For most families, the device is simply reassurance, a way to hear their child if they wake in the night. But on this particular night, the monitor carried a sound no parent ever expects to hear. First, it was just static, a faint crackling noise that could easily be dismissed as interference. Then a low murmur followed. The baby's mother paused, listening carefully. She assumed it was a signal glitch, something wireless devices occasionally produce. But then the sound came again. Clearer this time. Voice. Not the baby. Not either parent. A quiet voice speaking through the monitor. The parents looked at each other, unsure if they had imagined it. Then the whisper returned. The father rushed down the hallway and pushed open the nursery door. The baby was still asleep, the room completely empty. Yet the monitor continued to transmit faint sounds. What first seemed like harmless interference soon raised a disturbing question. If the baby was alone in the room, then who had been speaking through the monitor? The family at the center of the case lived what most people would consider an ordinary life. Michael and Laura Jensen had recently moved into a quiet neighborhood known for its peaceful streets and friendly neighbors. Michael worked in IT support, and Laura was a pediatric nurse. When their daughter Emma was born, they focused entirely on creating a safe and comfortable home. Like many modern parents, they relied on technology to help them feel secure. Their baby monitor was a wireless smart device equipped with a camera and microphone connected through the home's Wi-Fi network. For months it worked perfectly, capturing nothing more than the usual sounds of a sleeping infant. But everything changed one night around 2:17 a.m. Laura was half asleep when she heard something through the monitor. At first she thought the baby might be waking up, but the sound wasn't crying. Sounded like someone speaking softly. She woke Michael, and together they listened closely. The voice was faint but unmistakably human. When Michael checked the nursery, nothing appeared out of place. The baby slept peacefully, the windows were closed, and the doors were locked. For a moment, they convinced themselves it must have been interference. Yet over the next few nights, the strange audio returned. Sometimes it sounded like murmuring, other times like quiet conversation. On one occasion, Laura clearly heard a word through the speaker. "Hello." The couple began to feel increasingly uneasy. Michael decided to record the sounds whenever they appeared, placing a recorder beside the monitor. Eventually, concerned about what they were hearing, they contacted local authorities. When investigators listened to the recordings, they immediately noticed something unusual. The voice sounded too clear to be random interference. It seemed as if the microphone inside the nursery had captured the sound directly. Detectives searched the house but found no signs of forced entry. Doors and windows were secure, and the home's alarm system showed no unusual activity. With no physical explanation, investigators turned their attention to the baby monitor itself. Digital forensic specialists examined the device and its connection logs. They discovered several remote login attempts that had occurred during the same time the mysterious voice was recorded. Someone had tried to access the monitor from outside the house. Tracing the digital signal eventually led investigators to a nearby apartment complex less than 2 miles away. The connection was linked to a man who had previously worked as an electronics technician. When authorities searched his apartment, they found equipment used to scan wireless networks and locate vulnerable smart home devices. According to investigators, he had been searching for poorly secured systems such as baby monitors and security cameras. The Jensen family's monitor had been one of them. By exploiting weak security settings, he was able to access the device remotely and activate both the microphone and speaker. Investigators believe he initially connected out of curiosity, testing whether he could interact with the device. The voice heard through the monitor had come from him speaking through the system from his own computer. The suspect was eventually arrested and charged with unauthorized access to electronic devices and illegal surveillance. Investigators later discovered that he had attempted to access several other devices in the area as well. For the Jensen family, the discovery brought relief but also lasting unease. Their private home had been silently invaded without anyone physically stepping inside. They replaced their smart devices and strengthened their network security, but the experience left a lasting impression. Cases like this have become a warning about the hidden risks of connected technology. Devices designed to provide comfort and security can sometimes be vulnerable if not properly protected. In this case, the key piece of evidence was a small baby monitor sitting quietly on a bedside table. It was meant to watch over a sleeping child, yet it ultimately exposed a stranger listening from miles away. And it all began with a chilling moment in the middle of the night when a quiet home was interrupted by a voice through the monitor asking a question no parent should ever hear. "Can you hear me?"